Hi, hello. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a sleeving photo cards video, but I feel like I have a lot of cards. And also I really feel like I just need to talk. And I don't know what I need to talk about it or what I want to talk about. And I don't know where to start. But I figured we get there when we get there. And I can also get something done as I figure that out. So that's what I'm gonna do. I have 10 groups. It's mostly Stray Kids and zb1, but I have 10 groups, which is insane. This is a lot, actually. This is so much. Like, just zb1. Just like non-Chan, which is... I don't collect anyone except for Chan. So the fact that this is so big is, interesting. But I am excited to get all of these sleeves so that they can finally be put away, because I have a lot of cards to put away and I want these to be a part of it, obviously. Nothing gets left behind. So let's start sleeving. I'm going to start with BTS because I didn't know I had these cards, if I'm being completely honest. These are from Permission to Dance. These I thought I had put away already. I believe these are from the DVD. Let me know if I'm wrong, but they all connect too and they're very cute. But I thought I had put these away and I apparently didn't. And they're the only ones that get these specific sleeves. So we're gonna start with that and then go from there. Probably smallest to largest. I know for sure that this came with a DVD, but I'm pretty sure it also came with an OT7 set. I've been thinking about whether or not I want to switch to Prism Platinum sleeves, or at least try them out. But I'm just not sure. I have some sleeves that I got from somewhere, and they're like super slim fit, like they're a perfect fit, and I kind of hate them in my binders, so I haven't been able to use them for anything. Because I also don't typically double sleeve my cards, and I know they're typically used for like double sleeving. So I just don't really know what to do with them. I thought about using them for trades, but I still have like sales or something, but I still have so many sleeves from that I reuse from when I buy cards, or that they're the sleeves I originally bought to sell with. Well, I originally bought them to use in binders, and then I realized they're the worst sleeves in all of Earth, and I hate them. So sometimes I use them for when I package things, just as an outer sleeve, because, you know, sometimes. And that's BTS. We have 8 whole things. Let's move these all out of the way, honestly. I think I'll do all of the cards that go into Japanese size sleeves first, just because it makes the most sense to me. That's gonna keep falling. And I guess you can see my pulls for P1 Harmony. Did not film that. Did not plan on buying it, actually, but I really did like the album, and I wanted it, and I wanted to see what I could get from the pulls. And I think I got really diverse pulls. I really love it. And then I got the Target card, and that's very cute. And then we have Waker. I still have no idea. Ooh. So these are the Stray Kids Japanese size cards. Actually, I think I have one. Okay, they're a little smaller. I was thinking about this, and I was thinking that it kind of looks like they made this as business card size on and that's wild, and that's why there's no back, because they didn't upload a back to any websites, and I just find that insane. How do you do that? That's so funny to me, though. That's so funny to me. I'm pretty sure I have this one as a dupe, and it's already sleeved, but just in case. His cards are kind of perfect. I love Waker, and I'm so excited to see what else they do. I haven't officially decided to collect them, but I obviously have bought cards for 2 members, so I'm not against it, obviously. But that's all I have for Waker. Oh my god, these cards are just so pretty. So next we have enhypen. I didn't film this either, but I kept buying enhypen albums because I was still buying Stray Kids 8 albums trying to get Chan's target card, and it never happened. But I did end up getting Sunghoon's target card. So I think I have OT7 for target cards because he was the last person I needed, which is not what I was going for. Ooh, yeah, and then I pulled this card, but I had already bought it, so that's... We're just gonna have 2 of them, actually. One's going in the green binder, and then one can go with Sunwoo's page. And I love that for me. And then the memorabilia cards. I still don't really know how I'm going to set all this up. I need to see the cards in the binder for me to really figure it out. And then I figured out what this was, because this came in the Weavers set for the Weavers album. And I can't remember if I put it in Sunghoon's page or if I put it with the group. I think I put it with the group, so I needed to get another one. Is that what this one is? I just said I knew, but now I'm like, watch me giving all the wrong information. But I knew I wanted 2 of them. So I hope that I did actually get 2 of them. We have this one and this one, and oh my gosh, Romance Untold is gonna look so good when it's all put together. I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy with it. Well, 17 is actually next. I hope everyone is doing okay. I know there is definitely, I mean, there's a pipeline for everything. A pipeline from every music genre to every music genre. Everything is connected 100% of the time, no matter what. But I also know that, like, boy band to K-pop is huge. So I hope everyone is doing all right with the news of Liam. Because I know my friend told me, and I thought I was doing fine. And then found out maybe I'm not doing as fine as I thought I was. I haven't paid attention to One Direction, or really not any of the members. Some of the members I've like been listening to their albums, or like at least buying them as well, but not really going to tours or anything like that. I'm very interested, but I'm not sat down for that, you know? That being said, I did not think that his passing would hit me as hard as it did. And I know a lot of people are thinking the same thing. So, hope you're all doing okay. Because I think it kind of was the catalyst for me that, like, everything that was going wrong in life finally had an excuse to, like, be sad about and be angry about. So sorry to Liam that I used him for that, but kind of felt like I needed to in that moment. And I think that's really important. So, I mean, I know I've talked about grief in at least like one other video, so I'm not going to get into that, but grief is very important to understand that you grieve every single day over everything. And sometimes it's just more than others. We have ateez with a Hongjoong card that I really should not have at all. And then, I'm actually not going to sleeve these because I know for a fact that I did not need these. So I'll put those to the side, and we can just, the rest of these I absolutely didn't need, so. And Sungwo's just so cute. Sungwo doesn't get these sleeves. What am I doing? Are there any more ateez members in here? I don't think so. I don't think I got anything for anybody else. No. So Sungwo actually gets the regular size sleeves. I feel like I shouldn't have brought that up now, because now I'm just like thinking about it and I don't know what else to talk about. Life has been lifing for sure. And not all of it's bad. Oh, I realized my car broke down. Not broke down. It was very loud. I'm so lucky I have like family members that have worked on cars their entire life, because I can get free advice, and they actually told me that they would have worked on it, but I wanted to drive home that day. So unfortunately, I did say, I was like, if I have to stay, like I will. And they were like, no, like you obviously want to go home. Like you should go home. And I was like, I really want to go home, but like, obviously I would do it. And because of that, I realized I don't know if I'm going to be able to see 17. I don't have tickets to see 17. I wasn't planning on seeing 17. I had somebody asking me for like weeks now, maybe months, if I wanted to see 17. And I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to decide day of. And right now, I have to bring in my car, and I just have no idea when I'm getting it back. Hopefully not too long. But like I have to bring it in on a Monday, and the concert would be on a Wednesday because I can't go to both shows. I can only go to one. The concert would be on that Wednesday, but they wouldn't work on my car until Tuesday. So I don't know how quickly they'd be able to do that, because then I'd have to drive to the show as well, and then I'd barely make it. But and I'd have to get a ticket. And I really shouldn't do any of it, but unboxing Spill the Feels really just made me want to see them again. And I don't think I'll regret not going, but if I have the opportunity, why would I not take it, you know? I was considering there's other shows. Since I have these sleeves out, I might as well just do TXT now. Ooh. Should I put these in white sleeves? That'd probably look better, right? Yeah, because we're going to be able to see through. Okay. Luckily, I don't need that many. But what was I saying? Oh, there's other shows that, like, I've been very picky about the shows that I've been going to recently. I used to go to a lot of shows, like, a lot. And in 2017 and like 2018, I was going to see, like, if I knew like 2 or 3 songs, I was at their show. And like the shows are a 3-hour drive away almost always. So it's a big commitment for people that like I didn't love. And then in 2019, I made a promise to myself in 2018, after I was kind of like burnt out and I was coming home from shows and being like, yeah, that happened. And now I'm bored and I don't know what to do. And I'm not having fun. After that happened, I made a promise to myself that I would only see the group, like bands, groups that I really, really love. And like that kind of changed everything, because 2019, I was just so excited about music and so excited about the groups that I loved and the bands that I loved. And I went to like a 5th of the concerts that I went to the year before. And it was everything. I had more fun just going to like a couple shows than I did going to like 30. I went to way more than 30. I went to way more than 30 in a year. Absolutely way more. But like, you know what I mean? Going to 2 was more fun than going to 10, because I had actual reason to. I had more of like an emotional connection, you know? And then I kind of just stuck with that. But like recently, I haven't been going to any shows for anybody because I just feel like I don't have an emotional connection to as many people as I used to. And then that's been making me sad. Because like, I love live music. I just want to be there for the live music. And it's just getting harder and harder for me to be there for the live music, especially since now I only work like earlier mornings. Sometimes I would have like be able to work in the afternoon and then I'd get a little bit of sleep, but this I would like have no sleep at all. So not that I get sleep now. I've been waking up super early lately, like sometimes at midnight, and then I can't fall back asleep, and then I go to work like that. Sometimes at like 2 or like 4, you know, stuff like that. I don't like have a time I get up. I don't also set an alarm, so it's very I leave it up to fate, which is very, a lot of people would think that's very stressful, and it kind of is, but also like my body just wakes me up and I listen. So I know when I have to set an alarm and I do it then, but for the most part I just don't. But we were talking about concerts, so I don't know why I'm talking about alarms. But I kind of miss just like spontaneously going to a show in the middle of the week and only knowing a couple songs and only not knowing a lot, like not knowing the venue, not knowing anything going into it. I really kind of miss that. And I kind of, there's definitely people I want to see that I've never seen before, but like I don't love them and I don't know all the music and I don't know much of anything, honestly. But I do not have these sorted, huh? Starting with Unhug. Okay, I will have to sort these later. But I kind of miss like that spontaneity of that. And I know I'm like blacking out how stressful some shows are because I also have a lot of anxiety over like crowds and everything. I'm not bad in crowds, but I'm not good in crowds either. So, you know, but like concert crowds are a completely different thing that I'm very okay with. But at the end of the day, I just want to go to more concerts. And the shows that I want to go to are so that's like not in frame. The shows that I want to go to are more expensive, and I should just be thinking like you're saving these experiences for the shows that matter the most. But like I think all shows matter the most. I just got distracted. I just love live events in general, and they're very, very, very important to me and always have been. Like they are to a lot of people, obviously, but they're just so important to me and my happiness, and I like who I am when I go to them, which I think is always an important thing to note, is when you're happy and why you're happy and like all the details surrounding your happiness. I started something where I would just take pictures of myself every single time I was happy. And that's like the only selfies I would ever take, really. I still don't really take anything. But because of that, I realized that the only time I was taking selfies of myself were when I was at concerts. Usually like right before or during or at the end, or usually all three, honestly. But that was the only time I was ever taking pictures of myself and I was like genuinely happy. And I was like, oh, like I already knew that, but to have like physical proof in my hands, because there were a lot of times when I was questioning like where I was the happiest. And yeah, no, it's always live events. It's always been live events. And obviously it makes more sense when you only go to your faves, you know? Like, at the same time, I'm kind of, all of my K-pop faves are now, like, kind of huge. Like, They can fill up huge arenas. They can fill up stadiums. They've all done it before. And I'm kind of just missing like those small club environments. And like the small like shows at bars and stuff like that. Like I'm missing that because I really like those venues, and I as stressful as they are usually, because it's just a lot going on all at the same time in such small places, but like some of my best memories are in like those little bars, and I miss it. I really miss it so much. And I can't wait to see Boy Next Door on tour. That goes against everything because they're not playing small bars, you know. They're never going to do that. They're already 1,000 times bigger than those places, but... And also, they wouldn't fit on the stages that I'm thinking of. The exact venues that I'm thinking of. I don't even know if you can fit 6 dancing people on them. I know you can fit 6 standing people who don't move, because I've seen that. But I don't know if you can fit 6 dancing people on them. But I miss live music, and I haven't gone to a show in so long, and I just had to get a whole new pack of sleeves because I realized that my zb1 cards have to go in the larger sleeves now for the binder that I'm putting them in, which means I might have to re-sleeve all the cards I already have. Let me actually... Yeah. I'm gonna have to re-sleeve all of the cards. Like, to put it into perspective, I'd have to re-sleeve all of these. That's so... That's so much. Huh. I mean, I guess I'm already here. Let's sleeve all these first, and then I can make a decision later. But I just put these in the pages that I'm going to have them in, or I put this one in just to make sure that it was the correct thing that I wanted. And yeah, these are the ones that I wanted them to be sleeved in. Oh, that's so sad for me, actually. I am so sad. Good thing I bought like 2 new packs of this, but oh my god, that's so sad. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I went to like a family event recently, and like obviously my family knows me as I'm typically always at shows. I love shows. They are my life. But they were like talking, and they were like, oh, I've been to this show recently, and this one, and have you been to this venue? And I had to just like sit there and be like, I haven't been to any shows. Like truly the only shows I've been to are, I got to see Olivia, and then that was not planned, but it happened. That was high-key an accident. The most last-minute thing ever. And then I saw TXT 4 times, and I saw ateez twice, and I saw Stray Kids at Lala. And that's the only people I've seen this entire year. Like, even K-pop shows, I just haven't gotten myself to, like, go. And I feel like that's why my whole life is off balance right now. Because this is the least amount of shows I've ever been to in a year. Probably since maybe, like, 2013 or 2014. So it's been 10 years. And it's just really putting me off kilter right now. And that's actually what I'm going to blame it on, not anything else. I only want to blame that. I should be, like, responsible and be like, yeah, it's because of these, like, personal things, you know? I should take care of other things before I worry about, like, the fun things. But, like, you can't get through life without the fun things. So, I think I'm going to make that, like, a goal for 2025. I don't know if that's smart, considering Woods is coming back next year, BTS is coming back next year, which means the tours are most likely going to be in 2026 for both of them. Plus, like, the albums, like, I know I'm going to go insane because I've missed all of them so much. But, and also, like, Stray Kids will go on tour in the US next year. ateez probably will go on tour in the US next year. TXT will, almost guaranteed.
And like, there's just so many people I feel like I've been missing just out of like assumption that I'll go and then it doesn't end up happening. And that's so unlike me, because in the past, like, I bought flights before I bought tickets. I bought tickets 30 minutes before a show after I've flown to the state, you know, flown across the country. Which would not recommend, do not do that. But also, like, 24-hour trips are my, it's what I do. My coworkers know me for it. They're like, oh, you're only going to be gone for like 18 hours. And I'm like, yeah, I am. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm only going to be gone for 18 hours. And then they're like, well, what do you just do? Just like wander around? And I'm sitting there because I did not tell any of them that I go to concerts. Because I just don't like questions, honestly. And I'm like, yeah, I just wander around the streets and hope for the best. And I just wander in places. So they think I just literally walk the streets of LA like 3 times a year alone. And I find that so funny that they like never actually questioned it. So I don't want to tell them otherwise, because where's the fun in that? I'm not saying lie to your coworkers, but I am saying it is fun sometimes. I am not a good role model. Do not do as I do. Do not buy flights before you have tickets. Do not forget about hotel rooms. Do not cheap out on hotel rooms, because I cheap out on hotel rooms every single time, and you'd think I'd learn by now, but the amount of times that there have been bugs in my room because I was like, oh yeah, let's go cheap because I'm going to be spending on this ticket and the flight. Don't do that, okay? Listen to them and don't do that. Okay? Love yourself and don't do that. I feel like I have so many concert stories, but like, I do vlog every single show that I go to just for my memory's sake, because I've said this a million times, but my memory is bad. I love how I like built that up and I was just like, no, it's just like bad. One of my biggest fears is just like not having my memory anymore. And I do have a chronic illness where that is a possibility, where in the future I won't have my memory anymore. My memory is already going a lot. It's going a lot. It's pretty bad, actually. Oh, wow, that was almost an entire packet just for those. I might not even have enough sleeves to do the rest of zb1. And I have to use the size for Chan. Well, let's do Stray Kids and then I'll make that decision. But having those have genuinely helped. I am going to double sleeve this, obviously. I'm not insane. Just say that right now. Ooh, let's double sleeve it the other way though. But having those have really helped, because I have almost every single concert. Every concert that I've ever, I just want to look at Jan. Every single concert I've ever filmed a video at, even if it's just 2 songs, I have on the internet forever. And the amount of times that I go back and watch those, shout out to all those people who say that nobody ever watches their concert videos, so like it's not worth it. Yes, I do. A lot. And honestly, because I make sure to talk through everything all the time, I mostly just watch through like my thoughts about it, because that's important to me. But I still go back and I watch the actual show sometimes, because there's been times, I know there was one band that I loved and I've always loved, and they are one of my very favorite bands ever. in the entire world. They have my favorite song of all time. And being able to go back and see the first show I ever saw of them with that band name, and then going back to the show I went to last year, which was the last tour that they had been on, and them playing, there was one song that they played at both, maybe two actually, but at least one, and being able to take those clips and put them side by side and just like see their growth is so important to me. And I can do that for so many groups now and so many people, and like that's so important to me. And then also hear my thoughts on the actual show, remember what my emotions were like, because there's a lot of shows, I feel like I said this earlier in the video, but I can't remember. There's a lot of shows where I literally like walked out and was like, yep, that's it, okay, good night. And other shows where I'm like, this was the best night of my life, I am the happiest person ever, I love who I am, and I want this to last forever. And being able to see that and kind of remember, not have like fake memories over what I've seen and what I haven't, is so important to me, just in general. And I think that's very important in general. And that is my argument against people saying, don't film everything. Okay, well, shut up, actually. I understand where you're coming from, but also, like, imagine not being able to remember things. That life, it actually terrifies me. That's, like, one of my biggest fears. So I'm going to keep filming my concerts. And obviously, I don't film the entire show. I'm not crazy, okay? And I know the people who do film entire shows, like, as long as they're not insane, I've figured out ways throughout the years to make it so, like, people don't even realize I'm filming 99% of the time. And I am very, very specific about how that works and why, and how to go off from there. And I'm forgetting how to speak at the moment. But at the end of the day, having those memories on the internet forever, and also to be able to share with people who went to the show, because there's shows that I like posted, shows that happened like 10, 15 years ago, and people just now finding them and being like, oh my god, I went to the show. Do you remember what section you were in? Do you remember what other songs were there? Do you remember this? Do you remember that? And I'm just like, wow, we're like vibing over a concert that for a group that doesn't exist anymore from like 10 years ago. And like, of course I don't remember what the set list was or where I was sitting, but like, you can have these couple like clips that I took, you know? And I'm glad that we were both at the same place at the same time and got to experience the same things, and we have such fond memories about them in the end. I love Chan. He makes me so happy. I just think the way that music brings people together is really important. Even from like this channel and photo card collecting and all of that is very important. And I'm sure that I'm not going to have people that will disagree with me, at least on this channel. But a huge thing for me is like stories. So I love hearing people's stories, and I love hearing everything all the time about everyone. Which is part of the reason that I love these videos to begin with, is because people just tell stories. And I love telling stories. I mostly love listening to stories, but I love telling stories too. And stories are just my very, very, very first love. And music is just like a trillion, thousand, billion, forever stories. Which is why it's so important to me. And then to be able to share those stories live with thousands of people, or sometimes one other person. I mean, there's shows I've gone to where I was the only one that purposefully showed up. Like, it was in a bar, and this band had a lot of fans that were not 21 yet. I was almost the only one, which is a lot. But I was the only fan from both of the bands that were playing that night that showed up. And I went to 2 shows that night too, but I purposely showed up for that band. And like, that's something that that band and I will have that memory forever, which is very important to me. But also the amount of people in that bar who never heard any of them before, who've absolutely fell in love with them, and like was so proud of them that day. But it's like stories. I love stories. I want everyone to tell me their concert stories, actually. Like, tell me all of your concert stories. I love watching people's concert vlogs, but like I will say I skip through all of the like music and just hope that people talk about the show afterwards and what their thoughts are and how they feel afterwards. And a lot of people don't do that. So if any of you are, let me give you some tips. Please just talk about the concert. I'm feeling very sentimental right now. So like, even in the comments, just like tell me music stories about like how you got into your favorite group, or a group that you love but you don't listen to anymore, or your favorite concert you've ever been to, or like anything. Like I want to hear all of them. I literally love stories so much. I appreciate them so much. Please, or like link me to your vlogs where you talk. Please. I love hearing people talk about music. I love hearing people talk in general, but I love hearing people talk about music as a whole, which is why this is just kind of perfect for me. And I really, really wish I would have started it sooner, because even back to like the memory thing. Oh, I wish I remembered what the first Stray Kids card I ever pulled and what my reaction was. I think I'd remember because I did not know their names. So I'm pretty sure it was like, oh, that's cool. And I'm pretty sure it was Chan. Hyunjin just makes sense, honestly. I know it was mixtape, and that's about it. I'm incredibly lucky that like so many things are documented in life, though. Like the first K-pop albums I ever bought, I can like go on those stores and sign in and just have like, what was the first time I ever bought a Stray Kids album? Since I'm just going to keep bringing them up since that's what we're sleeving. And it was January 1st, 2019, which means, look how cute he is. Which means it was probably like 2 a.m. and I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm getting it. I want it. And I bought all of their releases up to that point on January 1st, 2019. I was sick of not having their music anymore. And I know there's apps for like the first songs I ever listened to, which was like, I think for Stray Kids, it was June. It was either June or July 2019. Oh my god. Imagine I bought the albums before I listened to their music. June or July 2018. And the first song was Elevator. Because I remember seeing that video a lot. I remember seeing Stray Kids a lot before that, but I finally like really listened to them on that exact date. And I love having those little details about everything that I love. And I wish I had it about like photocards and albums and my first reactions to like seeing my first reactions to seeing my very first signed K-pop album, which was the Joshua signed album I have. I just wish I had my reactions to that, and I wish that I would have just filmed it right away. I had that, like, or I wish I had that foresight to be able to remember that. So now I do it now, and who knows if I'll ever be able to stop, because I'm kind of addicted to just, like, looking back on things and remembering and being sentimental, I guess. I go back and forth between whether or not I believe that I'm a sentimental person or not, and sometimes I'm like, absolutely, and then other times I'm like, absolutely not, which is what going back and forth means. And then I have 3 of this card, and I probably only need 2, actually, but you know what, I'm gonna be smart, and I'm only gonna save 2. And I only need 1 of these, but I can't remember which one I needed. So we're gonna sleep both of them and then figure that out when I actually start to put all of these away. Because I do not want to go through my cards to figure that out right now. I guess Chan gets to be on the ending at the same time. I'm gonna do the rest of those 0-base-1 cards on my own time, because I feel like, one, I'm way too sentimental to keep filming, and I'm gonna start saying things that I shouldn't say. Probably. I don't know what those could be. I literally have no idea. But I'm just gonna keep myself safe and not give myself that opportunity to use this channel as a journal, because I should not. There's some things you should not put on the internet, and I feel like I will cross that line eventually, and we should not do it already. So, also because I have a lot to do today, and I think it'll just go faster if I just have something on and I just film it. And I don't really have anything else I want to talk about. This became way more sentimental than I thought it would be. But tell me all of your stories about everything ever. Please, actually, like, genuinely, please, like, tell me all of your stories. I want 1,000 stories. I want 1,000,000 stories. I love stories. And I love, even if you, like, make a video of all your stories, or you have videos of stories and from the past, like, link them to me. I will watch all of them. I literally love them so much. And I'm obviously incredibly attached. So here are some of my favorite people ever. I know not all the groups that I did today was that. I have to put Hungjin there, actually, because as much as I want Chan there twice, and I do, Hungjin was staring at me over here, and imagine thinking that I could say I love all of these people and not having Hungjin there. That feels wrong. So thank you so much for watching. Please tell me your stories, okay? About everything. I don't really care. It doesn't even have to be about music. Just literally anything. Make one up. I don't care. I love stories. So I will see you soon, and that's a promise. Because I really, really have to put all these away. This is like getting embarrassing how long it's been since I put anything away. But I will see you soon, and that is a promise. Oh, sorry, Ricky. Bye.